Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Monday, July 15th, 2024. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. And if I sound a little bit rough today, I'm going to blame it on Southwest Airlines. Apparently, they gave me a bit of COVID along with that free bag of trail mix. And I want to say thank you to Charlie Westgate. He subscribes to our weekly newsletter focused on events, and he emailed me on Friday with a great suggestion. Put the dates of the events up front and center so he does not have to dig for them. Brilliant idea, and I feel stupid for not having thought of it. So if you are subscribed, look for event dates in the titles or that first line so it shows up on the newsletter. And thanks for reading and suggesting, Charlie. Anyhow, we do have a whole lot of news to catch up on from the weekend, so let's get right into it, shall we? On Thursday afternoon, Anne Arundel County Police responded to a single vehicle crash at Jumpers Hole Road and Yorkshire Drive in Severna Park. A Jaguar XK8 driven by a 77-year-old Robert Ing of Severna Park left the roadway, struck a tree, caught fire, and came to rest on Jumpers Hole Road. Ing was transported to Baltimore Washington Medical Center by the fire department and pronounced deceased at the hospital. Down here in Annapolis, an aggravated assault occurring in the 500 block of 4th Street. The victim reported a verbal altercation over parking on his property. The suspect allegedly drove on the sidewalk toward the victim in an attempt to assault him, but did not make contact. Charges are pending. We do understand that this was a case of blocking a driveway, and come on, people, we're better than this. I know parking is tight, especially in Eastport, but let's not resort to violence. And we've been telling you about this for more than a year, but I didn't know it had a name nor how widespread it was. The FBI is now involved, along with local law enforcement, investigating a rise in jugging, which is armed robberies at financial institutions in Maryland. There have been at least 21 incidents reported in the first week of July alone, primarily in Anne Arundel and Prince George's County. Now, jugging involves suspects targeting customers with large amounts of cash, robbing them in bank or ATM parking lots, or following them to another location. In 2024, the FBI Baltimore Field Office reported about 85 jugging incidents, with more than half of those occurring in June and July, so they are on the uprise. The public is advised to be aware of their surroundings, conceal their cash, vary their routines, drive directly to the next destination, and avoid distractions when banking. Be careful out there. Navy fans are invited to the 2024 Navy Football Fan Fest. That's on Saturday, August 3rd from 10 a.m. to noon at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. Navy players are going to be there to sign autographs from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. on the Blue Side Concourse before moving down to the field to interact with fans and take photos until noon. Activities are going to include inflatable games and giveaways, with the first 250 kids receiving a free t-shirt. Parking is available for $5 at the stadium, and admission is free. Attendees can also purchase football tickets and merchandise there the same day. The Navy football team reports to camp on July 30th, with the first practice on July 31st. Navy opens their home 2024 season on August 31st right here in Annapolis at noon against Bucknell. You can get tickets, navysports.com. Hopefully you caught our Canines and Crosstreks on Friday with Bob and Burger. If you missed it, do go back and give that a listen, and then give the SPCA a call and give them and their other siblings their forever home. On Saturday on the Local Business Spotlight, we spoke with Movement Mortgage all about the local real estate lending scene here in the county. Lots of great info for anyone looking to buy or sell a home. And next week, we're going to wrap up that short little series on real estate with a discussion with Abode, Title, and Escrow. All right, that's a wrap. Thank you first and foremost, and also a quick thank you to our sponsors for the Daily News Brief, Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Solar Energy Services, and Hospice of the Chesapeake. And Covington is here with her Monday Money Report, and of course, George Young from DC MDVA Weather is also here with the only locally forecasted weather report you should care about. All that's coming up for you in just a bit, so hang around.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be, so you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Monday, July 15th. The heat and humidity returned to the Annapolis region yesterday big time, and it will be in full effect and then some today through Wednesday before temperatures drop back down to more normal levels Thursday through the weekend. Look for highs today and tomorrow in the 95 to 102 degree range, with heat index values then up around 110 plus degrees each day due to very high humidity levels, with temperatures Wednesday staying in the mid to upper 90s as heat index values once again stay an oppressive 100 to 105 degrees, with a very small chance of a scattered shower or storm Monday and Tuesday, ahead of a likelihood of some rain Wednesday as a frontal boundary moves through the area and allows relatively cooler air to move into the region, with highs Thursday through Sunday back down into more normal levels for this time of year in the upper 80s to maybe lower 90s each day, with a general threat for some showers and storms each day as well as we start making our way through the second half of July in what is turning out to be a pretty hot summer across the entire region. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA weather. Make it a great day out there today. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to follow DCMDVA weather on Facebook and X each day for updates, along with the website at dcmdvaweather.info, so you can always stay weather informed.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Is all this talk of inflation making you uneasy? Me too, especially the uncertainty. How bad will it eat into my future purchasing power? Well, don't feel helpless, because solar energy can give you some financial control. By installing and owning your solar system, you can lock out electricity cost inflation by locking in your electricity price for more than 25 years. Many of our inflation-fighting clean energy systems offset 100% of the annual electricity demands. Customers frequently add electric vehicle charging and backup batteries to their solar projects, providing them inexpensive auto fuel and additional energy security for the home. Freeze energy inflation in its tracks by committing to affordable, clean solar energy. Call us today at 410-923-6090 or visit us at solarsaves.net. But don't wait another minute. Sunshine's a wasted.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
You work hard for your money. Is your money working hard for you? Managing and investing it can be confusing. Ann Covington, a financial planner from CovingtonAlsina, has been helping people make sense of it for nearly 20 years. Are you ready? Now, here's your Monday Money Report.
This is Ann Covington of CovingtonAlsina with your Monday Money Report. The markets reached new highs again last week as prices fell for the first time since May 2020. The Consumer Price Index for June came in below expectations at 3%, with a drop of 0.1%. This increases the chance of an interest rate cut as soon as September. We've had a number of questions lately about how the gains on the sale of your primary residence are taxed. There's a lot of misinformation out there, most based on an old law that changed under the Clinton administration. Previously, you had to roll the gains of the sale into a new home with a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to cash out and take the gains tax-free. The Taxpayer Relief Act of 1997 changed all that. If you have lived in your primary residence for 2 of the last 5 years, you are usually able to exclude $250,000 in gain from your taxes. If you are married, that increases to $500,000 in gain. The gain has nothing to do with your mortgage, if you've refinanced, or how much equity you have in the house. To calculate gain, you first calculate 2 numbers, your cost basis and your net proceeds. Cost basis is what you paid for the home, regardless of mortgage amounts. You then add the cost of any capital improvements. These are long-term investments in your home, such as new windows, a new roof or HVAC, or a major renovation. It does not include ongoing maintenance or repairs. Your net proceeds are the selling price less any realtor commissions and closing costs, such as transfer taxes. The difference between the 2 numbers is your gain. Let's say you purchased your home 15 years ago for $350,000 and have lived there the entire time. Over that time, you did a major kitchen remodel and replaced the HVAC for a total of $50,000. Your cost basis is $400,000. The $350,000 you paid for the home, plus the additional $50,000 you invested in it. You sell the house today for $800,000, less closing costs of $56,000, for a net of $744,000. Your gain is $344,000. The $744,000 you received from the sale, less your cost basis of $400,000. If you're single, you receive $250,000 of that tax-free. The remaining $94,000 would be subject to long-term capital gains tax. If you're married, you would pay no taxes on the sale, as the gain is under the $500,000 exclusion. There are some exceptions to all of this. If the home was rented while you owned it, you may be subject to depreciation recapture. If it was part of a 1031 exchange, you are not entitled to the gains exclusion. And this being U.S. tax law, there are exceptions to the exceptions, specifically for military service members and civilian employees of the intelligence community or foreign service. Most families will fall under the $500,000 gain exclusion, but be sure to check with a tax professional for advice for your specific situation. Your action item is to locate and scan in receipts for all the work you've done on your house. When you sell it, you may need to document that work to justify your cost basis to the IRS. Be sure to check out our website at CovingtonAlsina.com or our Facebook page for more information and to register for our upcoming educational events. CovingtonAlsina is a registered investment advisor. Information presented is for educational purposes only, not to make an offer, solicitation for the sale or purchase of any specific securities, investments, or investment strategies. Investments are all risk unless otherwise stated and not guaranteed. Be sure to first consult with a qualified financial advisor and/or tax professional before implementing any strategy discussed herein. Past performance is not indicative of future performance. And if you don't have a financial advisor, come talk to us. This is Ann Covington with CovingtonAlsina.
Have you ever had to wait to get an appointment at the Apple Store? Skip the wait and the line at the mall by visiting Mac Medics in Severna Park or Lanham, where appointments are not necessary. Mac Medics is an Apple-authorized service provider. Mac Medics services all Apple devices, including broken iPhone screens and batteries, and all without an appointment. Most iPhone repairs are complete the same day and usually within a few hours. Mac Medics is also an Apple-authorized reseller and sell Apple products at the same price as the Apple Store. Visit Mac Medics in Severna Park or Lanham for Apple-authorized sales and service and shop local. Don't wait for help. Call Mac Medics at 410-757-MAX, which is 410-757-6227. It's 410-757-6227. Or visit them online at macmedics.com. You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.